There's an article that's been going around called the Sexodous, the men who are giving up on women and checking out of society. Reddit, I noticed, had over 12,000 comments. I'm like, okay, clearly this article has really touched a nerve for people, and yet it didn't quite sit well with me either. What is really important, I felt that it's touching upon, is there's something happening with our men, and particularly our young men in our society, and that there's, with this big shift that seems to be going on, rise of women in every sector, that there seems to be a sizable segment of young men who are being left behind. What kind of got to me in the article was I just felt a lot of anger and resentment, or unresolved anger and resentment, and a pretty strong anti-feminist viewpoint. That simply because we are righting wrongs of the past does not mean that we should be creating new wrongs in the process. Right now I feel that there's a lot of confusion as to what does it even mean to be a man in this world today. And meanwhile, at the same time, we're getting flooded with extreme and overt sexual imagery, quite extreme inundation of hardcore porn, and at the same time really strong messages about men as perpetrators, men as rapists, men as the cause of all these problems that we're experiencing in the world. It's not that there's something inherently bad or wrong with being a man. It's that something's been really out of balance, and that with that out of balance component, the masculine in its expression has been a rather unhealthy version of the masculine. And that we're in a time period where we have an opportunity to redefine what does it mean to be masculine, and what does it mean to be a good man in this world. Who are they? What does that even mean? To really be solid in yourself as a man, yet have a vulnerability and a softness to be able to receive the feminine fully. To be able to be in your power, yet walk this world with an open heart. To be fully expressed in your truth as you move through this world, have clarity of purpose, what you're here for, who you are, what you stand for, and to live by those principles. And to be really connected to the divine, to something larger, to this larger force that animates all that is. Might instead build these bridges of empathy, compassion, understanding, really feel like what is it to be a woman growing up in this world today? What is it to be a man growing up in this world today? And the truth is, it's really hard. It's really hard. We're in a transition point. There isn't clarity. That we haven't been given a clarity as to what's next or who we're supposed to be. We're figuring it out, and it's a messy process. So let's rise up, let's have more love in our hearts, more compassion for ourselves and each other in this messy process. So I invite you to reach out, have these conversations. What is your experience? What is your experience as a woman growing up in this world? What's difficult about it for you? Men, who do you look to be in this world? Who are your role models? What is the legacy that you want to leave to your sons when you have them, or those that you do have? How do you want your daughters to look to you and at you? How would you want your daughters to engage with other men, or be engaged with by other men? Let's inspire one another versus just criticize one another.